Right now at 6, the search for more potential victims.
He is a homeless drug dealer who has been repeatedly targeting children.
What we're learning about the man accused of selling drugs to students, then sexually assaulting them.
Plus, the multi-million-dollar payout for a man left waiting in an ER for 17 hours.
His wife called 911 that he was going paralyzed.
Then, the new pushback on the president's priorities when it comes to what you need to show when you vote.
The SAVE Act doesn't save anything.
And
I'm Devin Haskins. Excitement is brewing here at the Moda Center as fans pour in to watch their favorite teams as the NCAA Tournament Round 1 games get underway.
We're so excited to be here, from being Gonzaga. Energy's through the roof.
But first to our top story, and a Beaverton man accused of selling drugs to minors and in some cases sexually abusing them. Prosecutors say Joshua Delago is homeless, was living near Sunset High, and many of his targets are students. Thanks for joining us. I'm David Molko.
And I'm Christine Pitawanich. A warning, this story includes details about sexual assault and may not be appropriate for everyone. John Adams reports from Washington County.
A Washington County judge ruled Thursday morning that Joshua Delago will stay behind bars while he awaits trial. He faces a number of charges, including distributing drugs to minors and sexual assault. Some of those incidents happened here near Sunset High School. 29-year-old Joshua Allen Delago stood silently in a Washington County court Thursday morning, at times shaking his head when a county prosecutor spoke about his charges.
He is a homeless drug dealer who has been repeatedly targeting children and providing them with controlled substances and making attempts to sexually solicit young girls.
According to court documents, Delago faces 19 counts for rape, sexual abuse, and unlawful delivery of meth and marijuana. He was arrested earlier this month after being spotted with an underage Sunset High School student.
The defendant was spotted on a park bench near the Sunset High School area with a 14-year-old girl.
When police arrived on scene, the 14-year-old told officers that Delago was her drug dealer and had been providing her with methamphetamine. She also said they had been having sex for the past 3 months. After Delago's arrest, investigators interviewed numerous minors who said Delago had been selling them meth or marijuana.
A 17-year-old who admitted to getting meth from the defendant in exchange for approximately $2 and some McDonald's.
That 17-year-old also saying Delago attempted to engage in sex acts with her. Another student said Delago sold them marijuana at least 50 times. Detectives have identified 9 victims thus far, but believe there may be more. Their hope is more individuals may come forward with additional information on this case. In Washington County, John Adams, KGW News.
A reminder, if you or someone you know is a victim of sexual assault, there is always help available. You can call the National Sexual Assault Hotline. It's there on your screen anytime. The number is 1-800-656-4673.
In your headlines tonight, Portland police are asking for help identifying a suspect accused of a string of robberies targeting convenience stores. Authorities believe the suspect hit 5 stores at the locations on your screen, all in October of last year. Anyone with information should contact Portland Police.
A man is in jail after police say a shoplifting spree turned into a short chase in Washington County. Investigators say the man stole purses from a store, left them in a getaway car, changed clothes, then went back inside to steal more. Police spotted the car and tried to pull it over, but they say the driver just kept going, eventually getting out of the car and running before he was caught in a yard. Officers say they recovered 22 stolen handbags and found the driver was impaired with a suspended license and no insurance. He's now facing theft and several other charges.
In Salem, construction is underway on a new detox center, one that will include 34 detox beds and a sobering center. The facility will serve people from across the state during withdrawal and will connect them with follow-up treatment. The CEO of Bridgeway Community Health, the operator, calls the center a game changer.
There's nothing worse when an individual's ready to make those changes and there's nowhere to go and nobody to provide the care.
The center is currently scheduled to open in May.
And contract negotiations between Regions and Legacy Health have stalled without an agreement, which means starting next month, some patient coverage could be impacted. If no deal is reached, Legacy clinics and providers will go out of network for Regions insurance holders, though Legacy hospitals will stay covered through next March. Keep in mind, this negotiation does not include Legacy Silverton or members of the Legacy Health Plan. So if this all sounds familiar, well, back in 2024, Regions and Legacy reached a similar impasse, negotiating for almost a year before signing a new deal. Matt?
All right, Christine, thank you very much. We've had another very warm day around Western Oregon, even with the cloud cover. This is our camera in Sherwood at the Chehalem Tasting Room. Amazing, it's still holding in there at 67 degrees, which is warmer than we are in Portland. We're actually quite a few degrees cooler than that. We're down to 58, so that's a 9-degree difference between Sherwood and Portland because we've got rain closer to us and cool air moving down from the north. But it's not moving very fast. Let's check out the highs we had today. Scappoose made 60, Vancouver 62. There are some 70s out in Hood River with a 72 there, 68 McMinnville and Aurora, and then farther south, record high temperatures, Klamath Falls, Roseburg, Redmond, several other locations breaking records around South Central and Southern Oregon. Now for us, here comes the rain. You can see it's pretty broken up, really nothing over the valley right now, but there's some to the east, over the Cascade foothills and over the Coast Range, and that is headed our way, and we will get back into rain during the day tomorrow, but I don't think it's going to be the rain's not in any big hurry to get here. It's been about a half an inch up at Astoria, though, fairly decent amounts there. So rain tomorrow, especially later in the day, and the weekend back to dry weather. Won't be as warm, but still quite pleasant for the first days of spring. Guys?
Sounds great. Thank you so much, Matt. Let's talk about the effort to change how Americans vote, backed by President Trump and currently up for debate in the Senate.
Celine Stevens is here with the update on how local leaders are pushing back. Celine?
David and Christine, so it's all about who can vote when it comes to this. The bill would impose more requirements to vote. It would require proof of citizenship to register and photo identification to cast your ballot. It would also require states to give voter data to the Department of Homeland Security. And according to Trump, he even wants to end mail-in voting.
I'll tell you what, I'm willing to just sort of say I'm not going to sign anything until this is approved.
President Donald Trump turning up the heat to demand the passage of the Save America Act last week during a conference. The bill not supported by Democrats.
The SAVE Act doesn't save anything. It just suppresses Americans' ability to access the ballot box.
When voting requires multiple trips, conducting business solely during business hours, the system isn't just inconvenient, it's exclusionary.
The bill would require proof of citizenship to register to vote and photo identification to cast a vote.
If your name has changed since you were born, like maybe a marriage, you'll have to go through additional links to prove your eligibility. Does your 80-year-old mom have a copy machine at home? Because mine doesn't.
It would also require states to submit their voter rolls to the Department of Homeland Security. Republicans say this bill will help secure elections.
I just don't know how you defend a position that you need to be a citizen in this country, not only to register to vote, but also to be able to show an ID when you vote. And we'll see how long the Democrats want to defend that position.
The only reason you vote against voter ID is because you want to cheat.
Trump taking it a step further, saying he also wants the bill to end mail-in voting, although the current legislation still includes the option to vote by mail.
No mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military, or travel. Mail-in ballots are a disaster. They know if we get this, they probably won't win an election for 50 years, okay? And maybe longer. And they're going to fight like hell.
Secretary of Washington State Steve Hobbs talking about the financial impact of the bill Thursday morning.
Our early estimates show that the overall estimate election costs for the 2026 midterms would increase to $35 to $40 million statewide. That's in November. That's 7 months from now. We are not budgeted for that.
As for a potential motive for this act.
And I'm not doing it for this reason at all. It'll guarantee the midterms. It'll guarantee the midterms. If you don't get it, big trouble.
Republicans would need 60 votes to advance the bill to a final vote, but they only hold 53 seats in the Senate. Trump also mentioned during last week's conference that he wants this bill to include provisions about transgender rights, but those are also not currently written into the legislation. Christine?
Appreciate you keeping us updated and looking into all this. Thank you.